Sandman! Welcome to Mrs. Grace's class. We are Mrs. Grace's class of 2016 and 2017. We know you're all probably very nervous, but we're here to help you transition into your new school as smoothly as possible. We remember how nervous we were on our first day at Sandman, but if you were to ask us how our year was, we would say, amazing! We created a presentation for you to give you a glimpse of what your year may be like. We hope you enjoy!
Good morning, new Graces.
Hi, I'm Haley Anslin. Today I'm here with Cameron Liebart.
We are from Mrs. Grace's class 2016 to 2017. We have had an exciting year, but boy, we were frightened on the first day of school.
Today we are going to ask Brielle Pearson and Hannah Vaught about how they felt on their first day of school. But before we start, let's let them introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Brielle Pearson, and I'm Hannah Vaught.
Hi girls, Haley and I are going to interview you about your first day. How did you girls feel when you first walked into this classroom?
I was scared, but I later found out that I had one of the best teachers ever. Some of my friends were in the class, and this year I made tons of new ones.
I was pretty nervous on the first day. I was going to join Miss Grace's class, but I was comforted because I knew there were some good friends in the class.
Good answers. I have a question. What were your first impressions of the teacher?
The first time I entered the classroom, Miss Grace was so welcoming to me as well as the whole class. Miss Grace is very protective and she's very caring for her students.
The first time I came into the classroom, I knew that she was thoughtful and expected us to try our best.
So now you new Graces have heard the answers from the past Graces, and we all know you're nervous, and there's a way to fix that.
That's right, Cameron. A way to fix that is have a smile on your face and be confident when you walk into the classroom. Keep your head up and keep your worries down and be yourself.
I hope you have learned a way to get rid of your first day jitters.
Have a great first day, new Graces!
Good morning, Graces. Welcome to Mrs. Grace's class. I am Shay Booth here with Tessa Huber, and today we will be talking about your awesome teacher, Mrs. Grace. Before Tessa starts, I would like to say that Mrs. Grace is one of the best teachers I've ever had, and she's super fun.
Yes, Miss Grace is an excellent teacher that you are very lucky to have. Last year, she was very kind to us and taught us some very important things. Miss Grace is very understanding of her students and never raises her voice at students. She has 2 kids, so she is very protective of you and treats you like family.
That is right. Now going to Caitlin McGuigan and Ryan Zielinski interviewing our friendly teacher, Mrs. Grace.
Thank you, Shay. Now we're here with Mrs. Grace and we will be asking her some questions. Mrs. Grace, what motivates you to come to school every day and teach all of your school kids?
What a great question, Ryan. Watch my students grow and thrive, both academically and personally, motivates me. Because I honestly don't view this as a job. Teaching is my passion.
We have another question for you, Mrs. Grace. What is your favorite part about the school year, like any project or book specifically?
Caitlin, I do love teaching reading. However, my favorite part of the school year is getting to know each of you personally and knowing your strengths and weaknesses. And then I could guide my instruction to meet each of your needs. I learn something new every single day here from you guys.
Thank you for your time, Mrs. Grace. Now back to Shay and Tessa.
Wow, you guys are very fortunate to have Miss Grace this year.
Have a great year, Mrs. Grace's class of 2017-2018. See you around.
Hello, new Graces.
I'm Quentin Hagan.
I'm Jayla Williams.
And I'm Brody McNeil.
Mrs. Grace's class has a lot of do's and don'ts, like don't talk when she's talking.
Some of our do's are read a book when you have your free time.
Make sure that you don't bring in anything that you're not allowed to bring in, like fidget spinners, phones, and anything that gets banned in the school year.
Don't lean your chair forward or backwards.
And never bottle flip.
Now to JLo with Mrs. Grace.
What are some do's and don'ts that you recommend?
Well, I recommend that everybody arrive to class on time and ready to do your own personal best. Don't compare yourself to anybody else in the classroom. I know I never do. You're each unique and bring something different. Be yourself.
Thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
Now to Ben, Tommy, Doug, and Summer with what we learned.
Good morning, Graces.
You're probably not used to hearing that every morning.
We have learned that Mrs. Grace is very caring of her students and treats them all like family. I'm Doug Lehman here with Tommy McCullen and Ben Wu. Our class of 2016-2017 has learned many things this year, such as learning about decimals and math, our solar system and science, and new words and spelling.
Today we'll be interviewing our awesome teacher, Mrs. Grace, followed by some of the students of her class. We'll now be interviewing yours truly, Mrs. Grace. Mrs. Grace, do you sometimes struggle with the mathematics and other subjects?
Well, whenever the curriculum changes, teachers do need to familiarize themselves with the new material. I try to work to stay current.
We have another question for you, Mrs. Grace. What do you think you learned this year, Mrs. Grace?
Oh, gosh, Ben, that's so hard because I feel like I learn something from you guys every single day. Each child will bring their own background knowledge and their own life experience to the classroom every day. But one thing I have learned is there's no place in school for flipping bottles and fidget spinners.
Now back to the studio.
Thank you for your time, Miss Grace and Ben. Now moving on to some students of Mrs. Grace's class. Back to you, Ben.
Today I'm going to be interviewing some students of Mrs. Grace's class. First up, we have Ryan Solinsky. Ryan, what did you learn most about this year?
I learned a lot about fractions and decimals, and I feel more comfortable doing them. I also learned how to write a good essay, or really any writing.
What do you like most about Mrs. Grace?
The thing I like most about Mrs. Grace is that she makes learning fun, and she made me a better student.
What is it like to be in Mrs. Grace's class?
Well, Ben, it's super fun in Mrs. Grace's class because there are just random funny moments that happen almost every day.
Thank you, Ryan. Now we are moving on to another student of Mrs. Grace's class, Shay Booth. Shay, what did you learn most about this year? Thank you, Ben. I learned how to multiply and divide fractions, along with writing bills and converting units of measurement. What do you like most about Mrs. Grace? I probably like the way she teaches the best. She makes it fun and exciting for her students. What is it like to be in Mrs. Grace's class? It's fun and exciting, and I learn something new every day. Thank you for your time, Shay. Now for our next student, we are going to be interviewing Caitlin McWiggum. Caitlin, what did you learn this year?
I learned that Mrs. Grace is a very heartwarming person, and when times are rough, she makes you feel warm and welcome in the classroom.
Sounds like a nice teacher. What do you like most about Mrs. Grace?
What I like most about Mrs. Grace is that she doesn't make work feel like work. When she does novels, Mrs. Grace incorporates a strong and powerful lesson behind it.
That's cool. What is it like to be in Mrs. Grace's class?
The thing I like most about being in Mrs. Grace's class is the laughter that she always fills the room with.
Thank you for your time. Now back to the studio. We will now be interviewing another student of Mrs. Grace's class, Summer. Summer, what did you learn most about this year?
Well, I did learn to add and subtract fractions.
That's cool. Now, what was your favorite moment of this year?
During the SCNN.
Oh, like we're doing now.
Yes.
Now back to the studio.
Good morning, Graces.
I'm Evan Schaffler.
I'm Matthew Morrison.
Last year in Mrs. Grace's class, we made many projects and read many books. Some of the books we read are The Wish Giver, Wanderer Peak, Number the Stars, Out of My Mind, and Gregory the Overlander.
Wow, that's a lot of books, Evan.
Yeah, when you stay on task and keep reading, time flies.
With these projects, you might think that this class is goofing off, but we're learning through projects. Like the Jewel of a Book project. The project was a fun but creative way to do a book summary. Or the Number the Stars project, where you could make a character suitcase, message in a bottle, a life-size character, or even a comic strip. Now, to Mackie Bonner with an interview with Mrs. Grace.
Thanks, Matt and Evan. Now, Miss Grace, how do you come up with these project ideas?
Well, I've gathered project ideas throughout my 17-year teaching career from many different sources, including some professional books, some websites, love Pinterest, Other teachers sometimes give me ideas, and the students themselves generate some great ideas as well.
Thank you, Miss Grace.
You're so welcome, Mackie.
Throughout the year, Miss Grace has given us many assignments, so we thought we would share some of our favorites. Here's an interview with Cameron Liebarger. What is your favorite assignment that Miss Grace gave this year?
I really liked literature circles last year in Mrs. Grace's class and the fact that you could pick your own book to read with a group. I personally liked Number the Stars because I like reading realistic fiction books.
Thanks, Cameron. Now back to the studio with Evan and Matthew.
Have a nice year, Graces.
Oh, remember to follow the high five rules and be nice.
Because nice matters.
Good morning, Graces. This is Aiden McCarriher here with Mikey Hamilton, Angela Tang, and Caitlin LaBeouf. Welcome to Mrs. Grace's wonderful class. Today we will be sharing some of our past memories. The following that we are about to share with you are some of our favorite from this 2016 to 2017 school year.
One of my favorite memories was when our classmate and friend Aiden M. had to sing in his role as the father in the book Wonder.
It was a really hilarious moment, and all of us laughed as Aiden and Matthew sang the hysterical song. It was a very funny moment for all of the students, and it turned out to be one of our class's funniest moments.
Now Kaylin and Aiden will be asking some of our classmates about their favorite memories.
Hi, Jayla. What were your favorite memories from this school year?
My favorite memory would be probably the time that Kaylin made a fart noise with her slime and Aiden M screamed, "That was unnecessary! That was very unnecessary!" over and over.
That was a funny moment. Thanks for giving us your time. And now, Aiden and Matt.
What were your favorite memories from this year?
Probably just coming into this class because I realized a lot of my friends were in this class from previous years. My teacher, Mrs. Grace, was very, very welcoming.
Do you have any others?
Well, I have so many other amazing memories, but it would take too much time to tell them all.
Thanks for your time, Matt. Now back to the studio with Kaylin and Angela.
Thank you, Aiden. As you can see, we have a lot of fun in Mrs. Grace's class.
Yes, this year has been amazing for us, and we hope it will be amazing for you too.
We hope you have a fantastic year.
Good luck, Mrs. Grace's class.